Hello Gemini, and welcome to the weekly Soul Sunday session for Sunday the 24th of February. Gemini, as I was meditating on your cards, you're the first one that I got any kind of like physical ailment through. I'm getting kind of sinus stuff. Sorry, I shouldn't move the camera. I'm getting sinus stuff, so I don't know who that applies to. Even now as I'm talking to you, I'm feeling very nasally, more so than usual, so maybe that's a thing for you. But let's have a look at the cards. Simple 3-card spread, one for mind, body and soul. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Gemini. Spirit, can I please have 3 cards, one for mind, one for body, one for soul, one starting with Gemini's mind. What's the most important message they need to know? Thank you, Spirit. Just one message. So you get 2. Knight of Angels, so Knight of Swords, and 10 of Angels, 10 of Swords, surrender. This is about your mental state this week. So Gemini, the Knight of Angels could be actually speaking about you and something that you need to surrender to. And it would be a mental state of being. For your health, you got the card of improving health, so some sort of physical situation. Do you know what's funny? I was saying sinus, and have a look at the illustration on the card. For some of you, it's spring wherever you are, and I feel like hay fever or something's really like wreaking havoc, but I'm definitely getting sinus issues. One card for their soul message, please. Thank you, Spirit. One card for Gemini's soul message for the week ahead. There it is. Fragments. So I'm going to take the top one. Beautiful. It's third eye stuff for you there. Very spiritual card. Okay, so straight up, this is fast-moving energy, Gemini, okay? So this speaks about needing to surrender, to let go of something. For some of you, you could be under a lot of pressure, or could have been under a lot of pressure for a little while, okay? What was your last soul reading? I'm trying to have a look for you. Vulnerability. I feel like a lot of things are kind of breaking down around you, and they're causing you to surrender to that, to have to kind of rebuild, right? We talked about vulnerability last time, and I can remember now about you kind of being open to other people and really having a look at your true self. This for you is about actually swiftly coming in and surrendering to who you are and the situation at hand. So this is for your mindset, right? So it's talking about the fact that you need to accept a situation. The 10 of Swords is a card of completion. It's showing you that you've come to an end of a situation. There's no going back. The only way is going forward. And it's 10 of Swords, so this is a mental situation. It's like you can't change the situation. You can't change the puzzle. It's not a Rubik's Cube. You can't sit there and keep trying to turn it and hope for a different outcome. Although you could, but I don't think it's going to actually get you anywhere. This card is quite spiritual too, which is interesting. The Knight of Swords in traditional tarot speaks about the fastest moving knight, right? And you'll hear all tarot readers talk about it. And in energetic terms, that's exactly what it is. It's like, see, even now I feel like I sound heaps nasally during your reading. Maybe that's just how I sound always. That really Aussie bogan accent. But this is energetically a fast-moving energy, yes, and the fast-moving energy is that of surrender, of needing to accept a situation. It talks about swiftness, right, in this particular deck, and the key words or description says, you can determine much of what you would and wouldn't like through observation. Watch, learn, and direct your energy accordingly. So it's almost like, do you see how they're like showing the rays coming out of the eyes from observation? That's why the card's called the Watcher. But it represents sudden change, right, or chaos. And it goes on to say, hold on to your halo. This transformation will shift anything that is holding you away from the fullness of love. It may arrive as a whirlwind romance or friendship. Someone may sweep you off your feet, but leave you just as suddenly. Don't take their departure personally. They arrive to help you reopen your heart. Don't close down. Keep living life with an open heart and watch what comes to you. Be ready for creative ideas or thoughts to sweep through you. Wow, Gemini, and it's coupled with that of the 10 of Angels, so 10 of Swords, needing to surrender to that situation. And that's what I was saying before about this fast-moving energy, right? Coming in really quickly, kind of shaking you up, and you just need to accept the situation for what it is. The key words of this card are ruin, desolation, misfortune, and grief. Things aren't always what they seem, Gemini. A difficult situation is a blessing in disguise. The Ten of Angels points to an unexpected situation. The effort of pushing against something unwanted has left you exhausted. Give up control so that healing can begin and something new can be birthed. Accept the situation for what it is, Gemini. It's not going to change. Like I told you, you can't go back, you can only go forward. 10 is the number of suspension. It offers you space to clean and heal any ideas or beliefs that knock you from the center of love. The past has outgrown its usefulness, and yet you keep implementing the same familiar ways. This has or will lead to a dramatic end. There is strength in surrender. It does not need to be so dramatic. Experience is the greatest teacher. So obviously the key message from that is about observing your own actions in a situation, accepting it for what has happened, and getting out of the mental state of trying to keep changing it, right? It is what it is, it's done, it's time to move on. Particularly if it was to do with a love interest and something that's kind of come in quickly for you, Gemini, because I feel like maybe you've tried to go back and resurrect that, or maybe they've tried to come back in, but it's done and you need to surrender to that outcome. The feelings aren't the same anymore. And if it's to do with a mental thing, to do with friendship or anything to do with family, then I feel like it's the same. It's evolved, it's changed, and you need to accept that. Improving health. So again, like I said to you guys, I had this kind of sinus thing coming through when I was meditating for your sign. And it's just kind of ironic that the extra symbolism for me is that there's all these kind of flowers and that kind of imagery on this card. This card says it's offering you inside information about your personal situation. Archangel Raphael wants you to know that your prayers and healthful actions are working, so stay on this positive path. So if you've been doing a lot of meditation, a lot of affirmations, positive reinforcement to yourself, keep doing it because it's working. It may be some time before the improvements are visible. In the meantime, please remain optimistic and continue taking positive lifestyle actions. So for some of you, you could have changed your diet, maybe stopped drinking as much, maybe trying to eat more organic foods, although there is a card in this particular deck that speaks to organic food. So I really think it's more trying to change your lifestyle rather than just one thing, and that could be related to this situation. Okay, it's like a whole overall health haul for you, Gemini. Maybe that's what I'll title the video. If you're a healer, this card symbolizes that you're on the right path. The changes you've been recently contemplating are indeed guidance that you are to assist with healing. Specific meanings are, if you follow your intuitive guidance, you'll be experiencing positive results. Your life purpose is healing work. Your prayers for a health answer have been heard and answered. And I think that's got a lot to do with the sinus stuff that I'm feeling. If this resonates with you guys, write in the comments below because I do read all of them. And your soul message for the week ahead is fragments. It's all been F's so far. Well, I'm not meaning anything naughty by that. It's just how it's come out, okay? And so the meaning is, a past or hidden event influences a current situation. Trust issues due to secrecy or deception. A childhood ordeal is brought into the light. Reflect on and draw on your own meaning from it. Hold your broken self in a loving orbit until it's strong and beautiful once more. There are parts of yourself you are yet to realize. Take your time getting to know someone. Be careful of that really fast energy, Gemini, all right? All right, my loves, that was your reading for this week. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know, and I'll be back with you next week. Take care.